Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I figured I'd just bring you this video talking about customer service once again, but not myself as a business per se, just me on the perspective of being a customer. So I wasn't really going to do a video talking about this until we got the vehicle the wife and I are looking at, and I was going to do a whole walk around video, talk about it and showcase it and all that good stuff, make videos on it. So I was signed up on a waiting list for a Fiat 500e. Got a call from Larry H. Miller up in Denver, Fiat, and the salesman was very nice, talked to him on the phone, and got an appointment to go in and look at the Fiat 500e, so all electric vehicle, this coming Saturday with the wife, because that's when she's off, so that's when we can go up there and look. And in the meantime, I'm kind of like looking around, and I'm like, well, Nissan Leaf, that's an EV. How much they go for? I mean, they retail for around the same price, like 30 to 39,000. So, maybe they also have an awesome lease deal. So the lease deal for the Fiat 500e is 24 months, 75,000 miles, and it's a 2-year lease. So 75,000 miles per year. And that's not that bad, and $0 per month. Possibly, I guess, depending on your tax bracket, I don't really know, the down payment. So he said it could be up to like $2,600 down. So we'll see the details when we go, because technically we need a little more miles. I'm okay with having a payment per month to have more miles. So we're going to have to talk with the dealer about that, like, because I added up the wife's mileage, and I'm like, well, per year she technically would be 8,340 miles per year just going to work. That's not doing a side trip. That's not us, hey, let's run down to Costco. That's just strictly work. And that's assuming she takes the direct route, which then she tells me a lot of times she gets off and avoids traffic and takes a back route, adds more miles. So probably something like 10, 12,000 would probably, somewhere in there would be a good range, right? So that's something we're gonna have to talk to him about, and if that adds $50, $100 a month or whatever, not a big deal, A lot of people get wrapped up on, ooh, you got a lease for $0 per month. You have no payment. Well, that's cool and all, and we still might do the deal even if you can't play with the mileage or anything, but at the same time, it's kind of like practicality. We kind of would like to have the miles there. And plus, there might be stuff like with leasing. I know it's been a long time since I've leased anything or the wife's leased anything. We've bought our vehicles for a decade plus now. So we haven't leased a new vehicle in a long time. So usually there's like protection coverages and stuff like that you would add in that would also give you something per month. So we will see. But I reached out to Woodman Nissan in Colorado Springs. I'm like, let's see about a Leaf. So no one picked up the phone. I tried calling, no one picked up. Try calling, it just rings, and goes back to the menu. Rings, ring, nope. So I'm like, well, that's pretty crappy. I know for a fact these places aren't busy hopping with customers, Whether they have one person working or something. So I was like, oh, there's a live chat. Let's look at the live chat. So I went there. I think the guy was named Jamie. And then that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to read this off to you. The chat. This is the customer service aspect of businesses not doing too well in to sell you something. So, of course, standard thing is, welcome to Woodman Nissan. How may we help you today? So looking at the Nissan Leaf SV Plus. Thank you. May I ask who I'm speaking to? Speaking to Mark. One moment while I connect you. Hi, my name is Jamie H. I would be happy to assist you with inventory information. And of course, right away, because I saw that I'm looking for a Nissan Leaf, assuming this ain't just AI, it was boom, boom, 2 things to click on. And of course, they're at the higher level for dollar amount. So $39,559, $39,134. I'm not concerned about that. I've already researched. I already know the price ranges. I know the options. I've already done my homework on YouTube. Well, I make YouTube videos, so it makes sense. I looked on YouTube and watched some videos. And then they said, to confirm are these vehicles you're looking for. I didn't even notice they said that until I did this printout from the chat log. But I said, looking to lease and seeing what deal there is on a Nissan Leaf SV Plus. They come back with, looks like we have plenty available. What color did you want? And when did you want to come in for the vehicle? I kind of wonder if this is just scripted, because then I said, we are looking at the Fiat 500e, and they have a deal for 24 a month, 7,500 mile a year, $0 a month lease. I said, does Nissan have any deals with the tax credits, etc.? And I said, and I'm waiting. In between, I'm waiting like 5 minutes. Haven't heard back, haven't heard back, haven't heard back. I said, I guess I will take that as a no. So eventually I'm like, they're not responding. And then I said, I waited longer. Probably 10 minutes went by. And I said, I guess the non-response, we will go with the Fiat 500e. Thank you for being the worst salesman to talk me into a Nissan Leaf. Because you're not even taking the time to say, well, we'd have to see, or this is what we'd have to do, or you'd have to come in, or this or that. Now, I'm not looking necessarily for a vehicle for $0 a month, because I mean, that's not what I'm looking for. And to get that deal on the Fiat, you have to have a really good credit score, which I believe with the wife and I, we will. I mean, I have this business, so that kind of dings me a little bit, but I think we will qualify for it. If we don't, at the end of the day, we own 2 vehicles outright. So yeah, it won't affect me, other than we went up to Denver, wasted some time, and then we go eat on our way. Maybe we'll go J-Bo and have some barbecue and come on back, down, and just had a good time. That's how I look at the day. We get a car, we don't get a car, I don't really care. At the end of the day, it doesn't affect us one way or the other. We have vehicles. But my point of making this video is mainly just to, if you're a business and a customer is like, hey, this is what's going on, maybe try to explain to me, like, do you have it? If they can do it, why wouldn't you be able to on the same type of vehicle, price range? So I get it, the Fiat 500e in red is their lowest trim level. I think that comes to like 32, 34,000. I think if I looked at Larry H. Miller's site, what I recall is it was 34,000. Not much difference, right? 34, 39. At the end of the day, that's insignificant sum of money to people that are professionals, I guess, and make decent money. So, that's not going to make or break the deal there on, let's say, $6,000 difference, $5,000 to $6,000 difference. So I would expect there to be some money on the lease, on the Nissan Leaf SV Plus. So if they came in and said, oh, typical lease is, say, $150 a month, I would probably say, oh, cool. And the weird thing is, though, you go right to their main page for Woodman Nissan, and it says $49 a month lease and $49 down, and it gives a VIN number. That's their out, because they can always say, well, that vehicle was sold. It doesn't exist anymore. But they're claiming that you can do a lease with Nissan for a pretty low amount. So if that is true, because of the tax credits Colorado has, what have you, I don't know why the salesperson wouldn't come back and be like, yeah, we can't hit 0. I was interested because the Nissan Leaf has like 212 mile range versus the 140, 150 mile range of the Fiat 500e. It has 4 doors. It's a little more roomy. It's a little bit bigger, but hence it's a little more roomy. So you could actually have 4 people, although, it's just 2 of us plus a kiddo that is, 12 years, 13 years old. So plenty of room. I think the Fiat 500e would work with her. She can just put her legs up on the seat or whatever. I think for a kiddo, there's plenty of room in the back of a Fiat 500e, but you know, for the bang of the buck for same price, if I was buying these cars outright, I would not buy a Fiat 500e, because for the same amount of money, I can get a Nissan Leaf, which is overall a better vehicle, I think. I don't like the looks of it. I mean, the Fiat kind of grows on you. I didn't like the looks of it at first, but the more I watch videos, I'm like, oh, you know, it is kind of a cute vehicle, you know? It's like, and it's real small, so parking it will be like really easy. We strictly want one of these vehicles for commuting. And as like a lot of the YouTubers have said, I think Doug DeMuro said on his Fiat 500e video, this is a vehicle you add as a, you know, second, maybe if you're a single person as a second vehicle, or if you're married and you have two vehicles already, as a third vehicle. That's essentially what we're doing to see if we like the EV. We have solar on the house. We get money back at the end of the year for producing energy. So charging a battery ain't a big deal, and it's going to be basically free for us. And thus, being free means no fuel. So yeah, so we kind of want to test this, and that's a great vehicle to test it with. At the end of the 2-year lease, of course, if we love electric as a commuter, I would still not be a primary vehicle, but as a commuter, we would then look at, you know, much more expensive vehicle, you know, $60,000, $80,000, and possibly get something like that. I don't know if it would be a Tesla, Rivian, or what have you. It would be something that's more upscale, maybe a Ford or a Cadillac or a Volvo. I don't know. I'm not brand loyal, so all options are on the table. It just blew me away that that's how they like just did the chat. That at first I thought maybe the person like got up, had to go take a, you know, pee, poop, whatever, and that's why I was waiting in between those resending, and it's like nothing, 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 and then I just closed the window because never heard back. It's like, what the F? I don't even know if I would want to go into Woodman Nissan now and talk to a sales guy. I mean, at a certain point, maybe they should have just come back and like, you know, it's very complicated with financing and leasing and what you qualify for and this and that. How about you call me on the phone and we talk? And I would have been like, hey, yeah, because I already tried to call him. I would have been like, well, I tried to call you guys, but yeah, let's do it right now. Let's talk on the phone and see. You know, my time is precious, and going down there without arranging something ahead of time, or at least have some of the information. If they would have said, you know, we can't get that low on a lease, but it's $150, $200 a month typically, I would have been like, oh, you know, that might be, you know, doable for a vehicle that is going to have more mileage, 4 doors, all that. It's not the money concern. This is how we're testing a vehicle, you know, and at the low cost of the lease on the Fiat 500e, well, that just makes sense, at least to me, to the wife, and that way we're not too invested in this. Of course, the true details will be how much is it per month after you pay a down payment and you pay whatever. There might be extra for the mileage, and there might be extra for coverage, because here in Colorado, 2 years, you're gonna have paint chips galore. So how picky are they on like paint chips and all that? You know, and then there's insurance too. What's that cost? So this is kind of our initial like forte into electric vehicle ownership, and you know, a way to try it. And if I can try it for close to zero, I'm not expecting it to actually be zero per month, but if I can try it close to that 0 per month for 2 years, okay. Even if they can't do anything on mileage or anything, and we'll get to 7,500 miles, we have other vehicles, we'll just use those vehicles when we get close to those miles. You know, and like the wife said, you should probably use the Bronco Sport with the winter tires in winter or bad conditions, right? It's going to be a snowy day you wake up. Well, she'll just take that vehicle, or, you know, it plans later in the day, it's going to snow. Just take that vehicle. So there could be months where the other vehicle's not used much, or I'm just using it for to work and back, and it's 5 miles here, 5 miles back. If I pick up my kiddo, then that adds on another 10 miles, let's say, so 20 miles for the day, which the wife comes out to, what does she come out to? 16 miles down, if take the direct route, and 16 miles back, so 32 miles. So be saving 12 miles. So we would be saving 12 miles if I just use the vehicle versus her. Or less if it's just me coming back and forth, like especially in the summer or whenever. I don't know. We'll probably take turns because I'm going to want to make videos with it. So I'm going to want to drive it around and kind of use it from time to time also. So that's why we would also still keep all vehicles. Now, if we totally dove into one vehicle could be electric, one vehicle could be gas, I could get rid of my truck, go back to just using my trailer for hauling the bike or the hitch carrier on the Bronco Sport. And my parents said they would buy my pickup truck from me because I keep it maintained, and I keep it nice, I keep it working. They already said they'd give me cash for it anytime I want to sell it. So they'd buy it just to have as a smaller vehicle for the farm, for the property / use it at town and whatnot, but it's not taking the big dually out. It's just, hey, we need to go get hay, we need to go do this. And they would use that truck, they would use it. So that's a possibility that I do that. I sell that to my parents, they get a good deal, I get hard cash, and I go back to just using a gas vehicle. I would just take over the Bronco Sport because I actually like that vehicle and it would fit all my needs and gets a lot better gas mileage than my F-150, which the only reason why I bought the F-150 was to haul a motorcycle in the bed. That's it. So I can go back to using a trailer or a hitch carrier just fine. So I don't need to have a truck per se. It's convenient. Sometimes we haul something else, you have to go pick up a sofa or a grill or this or that, but I don't need that, and I can get by without having that. For the once in the blue moon where you need a pickup truck, I could just go rent a U-Haul pickup truck for the day. Or I could go to Enterprise and rent a pickup truck for multiple days if I needed to. Not a big deal. So anyways, there we have it. I just thought I share this because it was just strange that they went silent. All because I mentioned a Fiat 500. I don't know. I'm trying to decide what vehicle. Poor salesman here. He needed to upsell me to the Nissan Leaf. He failed. So Woodman, Nissan, I don't know what you guys are doing over there. Not picking up phones, and these sales guys, I would assume they would want to make money. Anyways, y'all take care, stay well, stay safe, and have a good one.